Today, I want to share with you guys 7 things that I've learned on how to start a successful YouTube channel. Guys, can you believe it? I only have 1 week left working for my brother, Matti. I honestly don't know where the time has gone because this year has gone by so fast, but there is one thing that I do know, that I've learned a lot about running a YouTube channel and being a YouTube content creator. So that's why in today's video, I thought I would share with you guys 7 things that I've learned on how to start and run a successful YouTube channel. So you guys ready to hear all the juicy secret hacks that my brother would never share on his channel? Just kidding, there is no shortcuts, there is no hacks, but I do know that these 7 things that I've learned will help you guys start and grow as a YouTube content creator. So let's get into it. Tip number 1 on how to succeed in starting a YouTube channel is you just gotta start. Now I know that sounds very simple, but if you wanna have a successful YouTube channel, you just gotta start. And there's a lot of you guys who want to start a YouTube channel, but for some reason, whether it's just that you're scared, you're afraid of failure, or you just feel uncomfortable talking to camera, there's some sort of reason stopping you from starting a YouTube channel. But we all know that you can't succeed at being a YouTube content creator if you just never start. And to encourage you guys who haven't yet started your channel, but you've been wanting to, I want to ask you the question, what's the worst that could happen if you start a YouTube channel? You might start your YouTube channel and you do it for a little bit of time and you realize that maybe it's not for you, or you might start your YouTube channel and you actually end up really enjoying it and you might even succeed at it. You never know, it could be your full-time job one day, but you won't know that until you start. So if you're on the fence, just start. Quit letting all the excuses, all the fears stopping you from starting a YouTube channel. Just start and let the journey start and see where it takes you. Also, if you start, you at least won't be living with any regrets. That's something I talked about in a previous video before. I don't want to live my life with regrets, and I hope you guys don't either. The second thing that I've learned about growing a successful YouTube channel is that good content is king. There is no shortcut, there's no giveaway, there is no shout out that's gonna help you to grow your channel other than having good content. Because the truth is, if your content is good, if it's engaging, people will watch your videos, your channel will grow as a result. Now, there's 2 strategies to go. You can either go the entertainment way or the education way, or if you're really talented, you actually might mix a little bit of both. When you're entertaining people, people are laughing, they're enjoying your content, they're gonna come back to get that good feel vibes. Education, you're offering them something that they wanna learn about, so they're gonna come back time and time again to learn more about your channel. So for me, I'm teaching about photography, filmmaking, YouTube content creation, how to run a creative business, sharing about my life, lessons that I've learned. These are things that people are coming back to learn from me. And hopefully sometimes I am entertaining you guys as well and putting a smile on your face. So I'm trying to mix and dabble a bit of the both. So if you want to have a channel that's growing and successful, make sure that you have good content that's engaging and keeping the viewers' attention along for the ride. Future Tempo here. Sorry for disrupting the video. Hopefully you are enjoying it up till this point. But I gotta give a quick announcement from this episode's sponsor, and that's Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound is actually offering for a limited time with the link in my description 3 months for free when you do the personal or commercial plan. That's insane because up until this point, they have only ever given 1 month free, but now they're giving 3 months free. So if you've never used Epidemic Sound before, now is the time to test them out. If you're not familiar with their artists or songs, you can actually jump over to my creator album where you can see all my favorite artists and the different songs that I'm continually using in my YouTube videos. All right, guys, that's it. Let's go back to the video. My third tip for you guys on how to grow a YouTube channel is be consistent. Now, consistency is one of those things that no one wants to hear about, but it's actually one of the biggest keys to success. I often find that the people who have just stuck it around, they've lasted the race, they're the ones who are successful. They might not even be the most talented, but the fact that they just haven't given up and they've continued to go forwards, they've succeeded. And I think it's the same with YouTube. If you're consistent in making content, you just make those 2-3 videos a week for a long period of time, you will see success. And it's kind of like your favorite TV show, you know, if all of a sudden your TV show just didn't come on one week, or it was consistent for a month and again it's inconsistent, you'd probably stop watching that TV show. You're just annoyed by that. You want that consistency, that you can watch that channel, that episode every single week at a certain time. And it's the same with YouTube. People are waiting for your videos every single week. For example, looking at my brother's channel, he started January 5th, 2017. That's 253 weeks ago, and he's made 569 videos. That's an average of 2.249011 videos per week. That's pretty consistent. For the last 5 years, every single week he's made 2 videos. So I'm not surprised that my brother has been able to grow a YouTube channel from 0 to over 1 million subscribers in less than 5 years, because he's just been dang consistent. And it's the same for you guys. If you want to start a YouTube channel, you want to grow, you gotta be consistent. You want to be consistently creating great content for your audience to enjoy. That is a very strange looking home. It's called the Cube House. And for good reason. That is one thing I will miss about Toronto. I love just all the randomness in the city and just the life and people everywhere. Whereas in Finland, it's maybe a little bit more simple life, you know? Small town, lots of nature, not too much culture. But hey, everything's got its good and bad sides, I guess. Tip number 4, don't get stuck in the metrics. Now, the metrics, they're not a bad thing. It is good to look at the analytics of your videos and see how long people are watching the videos for, or for example, at what point did someone stop watching the video. Those are interesting things to know about your content, because you can go back and examine, was it because it was a boring part of the video? Did the pace drop? Maybe there was an ad at that point of the video and your audience gets annoyed because of the ad and they stop watching the video, which then gives you valuable information in the future on how to incorporate, for example, ads in your videos. Maybe you gotta do a better job at it. Maybe you gotta do it in a more creative way so that people aren't annoyed by the ads. So those are good reasons why you might look at the metrics, but then there's downsides. Because when you look at the metrics, when you're looking at the views, the comments, the likes, the dislikes, if you're looking at all those things very closely, your life can feel like a roller coaster, because you might have one video that does really well and you're feeling great, and then the next video doesn't do that well and you're not feeling so good, and it's just that up and down feeling, and it can kind of make you go crazy as a YouTube content creator. I personally find that being consistent is a lot better than getting so hung over the metrics, because if you just stay consistent, you're gonna have those good videos and you're gonna have those videos that don't do so well, but they'll just average out. So it's a lot better to, instead of focusing all your energy on the metrics and the analytics, just spend your time planning and coming up with better content, because like I said earlier, good content is king. I am very much so going to as well miss this neighborhood. I'm so glad that Ver and I moved to this part of the city where it's kind of quiet because it's on the side of Toronto, but at the same time you're so close to the city, and even with the one wheel you can just get around and go to the places that you need to go. So I'm gonna miss Toronto. I'm gonna miss this neighborhood. Can you tell that I'm processing a lot of things right now? I guess I'm going through the, you know, the fields, because 1 week we're gonna be jumping on a plane and moving back to Finland. I feel a bit distracted right now because I'm crossing the roads with the one wheel and trying to be safe. The 5th thing that I learned about running a successful YouTube channel is it's a lot of hard work. For those of you guys who think that being a YouTuber is just being on these epic adventures and just having a lot of fun with your friends, that is so far from the truth. That is probably like 1% of your day-to-day work is these epic moments, but the rest of the time you are planning your videos, you're writing scripts, you're filming your videos, you're editing your videos, you're exporting your videos, uploading your videos, then doing all that process of uploading, and then repeating that 2 to 3 times a week. And then on top of that, you're gonna be running your own business, meaning you're gonna be doing your taxes, answering emails, cleaning your office, studio, organization, all these crazy things on top of already creating the content. So being a YouTube content creator, it is a lot of work. But if someone were to ask me, is it worth it? I would say yes. Tip number 7, learn your dang keyboard shortcuts. There's 2 things that have definitely sped up my whole editing process, and that's 1, switching over to Final Cut Pro. Do not regret that whatsoever. It has sped up my editing, my exporting by so much. But the second thing is learning keyboard shortcuts. My brother Matti, he was on my tail for that right away. He wanted me to learn to use the keyboard shortcuts because that just sped up the editing process so much. Just having those keys to cut the beginning, cut the end, do a cut in the middle, those simple buttons sped up my editing process, which in turn allows for me to have more time to plan, to create, and make more videos. So I'm very excited about that in 2022 when I go and become a full-time YouTube content creator, because I believe I'll be such a faster editor, which means I'll be able to create more and more content for you guys to enjoy. If there is one thing that I do not like about living in a city, it's the fact that you kind of have to be looking over your shoulder all the time, especially if you got camera gear. Back home in Finland, not a problem. I can leave my camera anywhere, no one's gonna steal it. But in a bigger city, you gotta be a little bit smarter and not leave your camera gear. I think we're gonna head to the park, which is a little bit more safer. Prepare for the rumble pad. Oh dang, this might be slippery. Not sketchy at all. A little bit, very. Okay, let's hope that I get through this. At my favorite park. Definitely not as green as usual. Fall has arrived, winter is on the verge of arriving. Let's go there. Point number 6, if you want to be a successful YouTube content creator, oh dang, this leg is not looking sturdy. Point number 6, if you want to be a successful YouTube content creator, you got to get good at storytelling. You know, especially in this photography filmmaking niche, I think we tend to err on the side where we think that if we have great photos or great footage to show off, that people are going to be interested. But we all know, at least I know, and I've experienced that, for example, Instagram, when you're scrolling through photos, if it's just non-stop landscape photo with small person, you're just like, yep, cool, yeah. I barely ever look at the Instagram photos anymore. Now, Instagram stories, very simple, very basic, people just sharing stories from their life. I love watching them. I could just binge through so many Instagram stories because I just love seeing what people are up to. I love seeing people tell stories about their life. And I think that's the same with YouTube content. You can't just make videos with cool photos or cool footage. It has to serve a point. It has to have a story behind the video. And the better you get at storytelling, the more engaging content you create, the more people are gonna wanna watch your videos. I know for myself, my good friend, for example, Peter Lindgren, he's been creating vlogs lately and he has become such a good storyteller. And I just wake up every single morning so pumped to watch his vlogs because he's telling stories. He's telling stories about his life and things that he's experiencing. Okay, there's maybe a little bit biased because he's a good friend and I love just vicariously living through his vlogs and seeing his life, but there's something about storytelling. And I'm telling you, if you want to be a successful YouTube content creator, learn how to tell stories. Read books on it, practice it, get good at it, because that is one of the main ways how you're gonna grow a successful YouTube channel. We are all-terraining here. Mud, rain, snow, we're doing it all. For all of you guys who are new to the YouTube channel, go back a year earlier and let's just say that I was very uncomfortable being on a one wheel, but now I thoroughly enjoy it. And I think it's a great tool when you're creating YouTube videos because it's just great to get from point A to B to around and cruise around and get all that footage done. And number 8, I know I told you I would only give you 7, but I thought I'd give you a bonus thought. And that is, if you want to be a YouTube content creator, you don't need to be a starving artist. If there's one thing that I hate hearing, it's when creatives talk in a way where you could just tell they have the starving artist syndrome, making excuses for why they can't do what they love doing for a living. And I get it. It's hard to expect someone who's a photographer or a videographer or a painter or a comedian to be not only good at their craft, but as well they need to become entrepreneurs. They need to learn how to run a business in a smart way in order to make money off of what they do. And the truth is, I think often creatives make the mistake of thinking that if they become the best photographer in the world or the best videographer in the world, they're gonna make a whole lot of money from it. And that's so far from the truth. Of course, you should become a good photographer, a good videographer, but you should probably even more invest in learning and studying about business and how to run a company and how to be a smart and wise entrepreneur. But I do believe that if you invest in these things, you do not need to be a starving artist. You can enjoy what you're passionate about, doing that every single day of your life while making an income, a salary to not just pay the bills, but to thrive. I honestly and genuinely believe that for you guys, and I hope that that's something that you can all achieve. Well, I guess that's that. That's everything that I've learned working with my brother Matti in 2021. I'm so excited to put into practice everything that I've learned this year into my own channel, because next January 2022, I'm gonna become a full-time YouTube content creator, and I'm confident that everything that I've learned, it's gonna help me so much, and I hope this has helped you so much as well. If you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel or already have one, but it's still in the beginning days. Hopefully these tips will help you guys grow and have a successful YouTube channel. It's starting to rain out here, so if it's okay with you guys, I'm gonna go head home. Adios, see you guys.